Hello, good morning. Listen to these words: carried, played, agreed. What comes to mind? Regular past tense, right? They are regular past tense because they follow the 4 rules we learned about earlier. Aside that, they all end with ed, right? Great. But there are some verbs that do not follow any rule. The past tense of such verbs can only be memorized. What did I say? There are some verbs that do not follow any rules, so they are irregular. And the only way we can remember the past tense of these verbs are to memorize them. The more we read, the more we come across these verbs and keep them in mind. We will learn some of these verbs in today's lesson. We will learn the verbs and their past tenses in an alphabetical order. Examples of such verbs that begin with a are arise, arise. The past tense of arise is arose, arose. Another example is awake. When you sleep and you wake up, someone would ask, where is she? Oh, she just woke up. She's awake. Yes, the past tense of awake is awoke or awakened. Either ways, right? Some of the irregular verbs whose past tense we are about to learn, but beginning with b, are beat, beat. The past tense of beat is beat. It doesn't change. Another one is become. I want to become. The past tenses became, became. I became very great. Begin, begin. The past tense of begin is began, began. Bend, bend, bend. The past tense of bend is bent, bent. Bind, bind. To wrap something around something, right? So let's say you have a number of these, a lot of these, then you use a thread or a yarn to bind it together, to wrap it together. Yes, bind. The past tense of bind is bound. She bound it together. She bound the sticks together. Bound. Bite. Auntie, she bites me. What is the past tense of bite? It's bit. It means you shouldn't say, Auntie, she bites me, when it is not present. Auntie, she bits me. Yes, she bits me. It means she has already done the action of biting you. Bring. That is our next verb. Bring. Kwame, please bring my bag for me. Efia, please bring my phone. If someone asks you, what did you take to mommy? You say, she asked me to bring her bag or her phone or whatever it is, right? But it's past. So she brought. The past tense of bring is brought. Buy. When you are coming from work, mommy, please buy biscuits for me. Mommy buys it for you. Mommy bought a biscuit for me. The past tense of buy is bought. Break. Break your biscuit into two and give half to your brother. The past tense of break is broke. I broke my biscuit into two and gave one to my brother. Burn. The fire burned me. It's past. So the past tense of burn is burnt. The fire burns her. Yes. Burnt. Burst. Auntie, she burst my balloon. Yes. The past tense is the same thing. Burst. Build. I am an engineer. I build houses. The past tense of build is builds. I am engineer. I build houses. I built that house. The one you see over there. Builds. Bleed. Auntie, that thing cuts her and she's bleeding. That is bleed. That means blood is coming out of her skin, right? Bleed. The past tense of bleed is bled. She was cut by that sharp object and she bled. Yes. These are examples of verbs that are irregular and their past tenses are irregular. What did you notice? Did you notice that the past tense of these verbs follow no precise pattern? You cannot predict the past tense, right? Yes. It doesn't follow any pattern. It doesn't follow any rule. That is why we call them irregular verbs. In my next lesson, we will consider C and D, or K and D, beginning irregular verbs, right? Watch this video several times to learn the past tense of the A and B irregular verbs we have learned today. Read read a lot of books so that you will come across a lot of irregular verbs and know their past tenses. And then use the verbs you have learned in your daily conversations. Till we meet again, bye-bye.